When talking about certain aspects of Warhammer 40k, you have to talk about the certain people of Warhammer 40k. And there are some people in the 40k universe that basically give up everything in order to become something better of themselves. That being either the Astra Militarum or the Highborn Lord who didn't even know he was a Highborn Lord because he was given over to the custodes to be made into a custode. But before we talk about that, we need to talk about today's sponsor, Dubby. Do you need the mindset for the grind set? Do you need to keep yourself awake and keep playing video games for longer periods of time? Then you should try Dubby. Dubby Energy is more or less a all-natural supplement that keeps you going for 12 hours. I've been using it for a very long while, and it keeps me going no matter what. The flavor is pretty good, and it can continuously keep you going for 12 hours with no jitters, no feeling of, that usual feeling with energy drinks, and no crash for the 12 hours. If you really want to try it, the shaker cup and samplers are only around $14, and the best part is if you use that discount code right there, which is SCP40K at checkout, or hit the link in the description on my video, you can get 10% off your first purchase. And trust me, you'll like it. Me personally, I like Pushing Punch because it kind of tastes like a Glacier Cherry Gatorade, and it's so good. So again, that's w.gg, discount code SCP40K at checkout for 10% off. Now, back to the video. When talking about the custodes, you need to talk about how they are made. Custodes are not like Astartes. They basically are made from nothing more than children. Not even children, infants. Where Astartes go around looking for recruits, well, custodes don't look for recruits. They are often usually asked to be recruits by their parents. When they are just born, custodes are basically asked if their child could become a custode. It's a sad thing, but yeah, it's not usually a child, it's usually an infant. When talking about them, you have to know that being a custode is probably one of the greatest honor. Even though the child will never meet their parents and never know them, their family is often praised in the Empyrean of Man and considered one of the best due to the fact that their child is, well, a custodes. But we're not talking about the custodes. We're talking about the very different type of custodes this time. We're talking about the ones that I actually prefer and respect and love because of their design and their idea, which is the shadowkeepers. The shadowkeepers are more or less custodes that have lived for at least 100 years. For their recruitment, it's pretty insane. For those that don't know, to become a shadowkeeper, you need to have at least 100 years under your belt, and then you can go through the trials to become a shadowkeeper recruit. You're not even given a title yet. You're literally told, you're a recruit now. If you fuck up in your probationary period, we will just kill you and go look for more. That's not me lying, that's me telling the truth. The first trial of the Shadowkeepers is probably one of the most mindfuckeries. They have to literally sit in a room and stare down without blinking for 3 days in front of a Tzeentch Changebringer. And this is not some choke of a demon, what I'm saying. This creature, basically what they say to you, offer you, and plead with you, whatever they say that they would give you, they could legit do it. Changebringers are different from any other type of, well, any type of Tzeentch demon. They actually have a fraction of Tzeentch's power and are able to give you anything that your hearts desire without any hesitation. With this, a lot of custodes often, well, will fall prey to it and give them the request to see what their lives would be without being a custodian. Most time often than not, the commander will literally tell them that they failed and stop them there. But if they didn't go to their base urges and actually pass the 3 days, something worse is on their way. The next trial is them trying to defeat a Khorne Greater Demon or Demon Prince in hand-to-hand combat. Often, most of the time, people think, well, that's not really fair. They're not given a weapon, and the Khorne Demon can actually just, they are summoned with axes. Well, that's the weird part about this. You see, the demon that the shadowkeepers use is actually contained inside the black cells. And it actually does not want to leave. It seems that the demon that they actually have for this challenge often will not use its weaponry, and often just go hand to hand. Again, it's one of those, Khorne is never going to lie to you, and will always accept a challenge no matter what. But you have 3 days to defeat this man, or even just survive. So, yeah. You can either try to beat him, or you actually can just survive for the 3 days time limit, and you would win. Most custodies actually go for the 3-day time limit and just try to survive. While other custodies, more powerful custodies, actually do defeat him within 1 or 2 days. The next trial is kind of fucked. Reason being, you have to sit in a room with a plague bearer. And I am not joking when I say this, folks. Those guys are just disgusting. Plague bearers basically have a disease that they can pump out that is so bad that any normal human that even gets a whiff of one of their plagues instantly can die in the most gruesome way possible. When I say gruesome, I am not joking when I say gruesome. It is so bad that literally they originally said you had to at least last a day. They changed it to 3 hours because nobody really could keep up with the whole, 1 day staying next to literally just cancer and death and murder and just, dear God, the amount of disease. The last of the 4 trials is you have to basically allow a Slaanesh demon to molest you. Now, I'm not joking when I say that. That is just me being straight up. There's no, actual, in the words of Bricky, BAMF. But there is certain things that you can just deny and other things you can't. You cannot allow it to try to possess you, but you can allow it to touch you. That's one of the few things about this entire thing is just, ugh, it makes your skin crawl. After the 4 trials and you succeed, then comes the recruitment's, probation period. For 50 years, these guys must do and say must do everything that the commander says. If that means stopping a small horde of demons who just came out of nowhere and trying to enter the black cells, and they have to solo defend the entire area, yeah, they have to do that. That's just how it is. And that's going to be the video. If you liked this video, please leave a like, and also, if you can, hit that subscribe button, and possibly leave a comment. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And always remember, for the Emperor!